Welcome to our video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection attorney in the state of Alabama, and we're going to talk about a debt collection lawsuit. And the question is, well, how bad is a judgment against me? So if you get sued by LVNV, Portfolio, Midland Funding, any of these debt collectors that file all these lawsuits in Alabama, and you don't do anything, or even if you do something and you still lose, but particularly if you don't do anything at all, and you get a default judgment, how bad is that? Well, a judgment's pretty bad. It's going to be on your credit report. It stays on there a long time. That's independent or in addition to the account or what's called the trade line. So if Midland sues me and they have on my credit report I owe them $5,000, they get a $5,000 judgment, that Midland account stays on there, but now I have this public record on my credit report of a $5,000 judgment. And sometimes people get upset and say, well, you can't have both on there. Well, yeah, you can, because one is from Midland and the other is from the court, the judgment. So it's on your credit report. They can garnish your wages. Typically, we're talking about 25%. So imagine that. What you make at your job, at least your take home, and look, it gets a little complicated on exactly what this is a good rule of thumb. Your take home pay, 25% of that, boom, it's gone. Week in, week out. I don't care if you're paid every week, twice a month, once a month, boom, it's gone. Now, how bad is that? For most of us, to have our pay drop 25% is pretty dramatic. And, you know, I've had people tell me, well, John, you don't understand. I won't be able to pay my mortgage. That's right. But they get their money first. We don't get to say, well, I need to pay insurance in my car and my mortgage and buy groceries, and I mean they get their money through that garnishment. So we have, it's on our credit report, garnishment of our wages, garnishment of our checking account, savings account, any type of bank account. They can reach in there, a lot of times grab every bit of money in that account. You go, but I write checks on that, and those checks will hit and they'll bounce. That's going to be more fees. And you know, that's just a consequence of them getting a judgment. And the final thing is they can sometimes have our cars sold, even our property sold. Now people go, no, you don't understand. I paid for 30 years on this property. I own it free and clear. This is my house. I absolutely understand. But if they get a judgment against you, a lot of times they can seize that property, have it sold at what's called a sheriff's sale. And you can imagine it's not going to make very much money. All they care about is you get a little bit of money. It's called an exemption, about $5,000. If you're married, maybe you get $10,000. But you get a little bit of exemption, then they get their money, and then they don't care if, you know, it's a $200,000 piece of property, but it sells for $100,000. Like, hey, we don't care as long as we get our judgment paid. And so a judgment's very, very bad. You want to avoid that. Absolutely avoid a default judgment. Answer the lawsuit in time. We have videos that talk about that. But then in terms of handling on your own, hiring a lawyer, what are you going to do? Give that very careful thought. And a lot of times it makes sense to handle it on your own, particularly if you don't have money to hire a lawyer. You know, if you don't have any options, you do what you can do. But think through that. Make sure you have a strategy, a plan. And what happens if you go to trial and lose? Okay, do you understand your appeal options? Do you understand what can be done? Just make sure you've thought it through. We'll be happy to help you think through it. Give us a call, 205-879-2447, or alabamaconsumer.com will get you to us, and we'll be happy to help you think through that. Appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.